It's Mr. Riddle again, and we are doing Halloween stories. Wah, 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 wah. This one, the title is A Halloween Scare in Tulsa. You know, I live by Tulsa. Tulsa is in Oklahoma. That's the state we live in, Oklahoma. And the city is Tulsa, the state, Oklahoma, and the country is the United States of America. So it's a Halloween Scare in Tulsa. The author is Eric James. The illustrator is Marina LeRae. Oh, I love it says, to, and you can give this as a gift. It says, Happy Halloween for love, whoever gave the gift. A dedication. You're giving this as a gift. Oh my goodness, there's cool pictures on every page. Look at this, the title page even has really cool illustrations. You know, pictures in a book are called illustrations. Prepare if you dare for a Tulsa white scare. A night of pure terror to whiten your hair. A tale full of sights that are best left unseen. Are you ready? You sure? This was my Halloween. The werewolves howled loudly. The moon shone so bright. I stayed in my bedroom, the curtains shut tight. My heart started pounding. My knees felt so weak. But being a brave kid, I just had to peek. I pulled back the curtains, my mouth opened wide. An army of monsters had gathered outside. They staggered and stumbled and lurched down the streets with bags full of cookies and candy corn treats. Emerging from sewers and houses and stores came creatures and critters with rendezvous roars. Then more came along from all over the state. They filled up the streets at a dazzling rate. From Red Fork to Kiefer and Owen Park too, a mountain of monsters, the motleyest crew, all gathered together for one spooky night to seek out the living and give them a fright. The thunder clapped loudly with terrible booms. The witches dodged off lightning and clung to their brooms. The two-headed doggies tried chasing their tails, and banshees let loose with their hideous wails. The vampires hung out on the street in their gangs and grinned just as to show off their pearly white fangs. The mummies moaned loudly and swayed side to side, while Frankenstein stomped about town with his bride. The raceway park boomed with the flapping of wings. Those fairies from Tulsa were swift with little things, and all of the witches, no matter how old, were battling their eyes at the man made of gold. A ramble of wizards arrived in the dark, and gathered inside the Tulsa water park. They pulled on their goggles and best bathing suits, then spent the night swimming and whizzing down chutes. The creepies were crawly, the crazies were crazed. The East Village zombies had eyes that were glazed. The Cherry Street orgs were ugly as sin, with big bulging noses and warts on their chins. The ghouls danced around but were lacking in soul. The gargoyles could rock and the headless could roll. Although the whole spectacle seemed to spell doom, I foolishly thought I'd be safe in my room. But then something happened that made my heart jump. From somewhere below me, I heard a big thump. I froze for a moment, as quiet as a mouse. Yes, I could hear noises from inside the house. I put on my slippers and pulled on my robe. I shook like a leaf, but I don't think it showed. Then slowly but surely, I crept down the stairs, preparing myself for the biggest of scares. My hands trembled wildly. I opened the door. I still shudder now at the horrors I saw. The stereo spat out some hideous sounds as dozens of monsters jumped madly around. The sight was horrific. It made my skin crawl. These monsters were having their Halloween ball. Says I love Tulsa. Right in the middle, one monster loomed tall, the hairiest, scariest monster of all. He turned around and saw me. I fell to my knees. I'm not very tasty, so don't eat me, please. He beamed ear to ear and broke free from the huddle, ran over and gave me a big monster cuddle. At last we found you, he said with a smile. From Claremore to Bixby, we've looked for a while. We came here to give you your wonderful prize. He held up a trophy in front of my eyes. A prize, and for me, I replied with a grin. But what did I enter, and how did I win? You've won the first prize for the costume you're wearing. It even scares me, and I'm tip-top at scaring. This isn't a costume, it's just dressed as me. Exactly, the scariest thing you can be, a small human child with a cute button nose. Your teeth are so shiny, there's only 10 toes. No hair on your face and no horns on your head. The whites of your eyes are not glowing red. A bone-chilling costume, a terrible sight, a worthy ensemble for Halloween night. We partied together until the moon set, a Halloween night that I'll never forget. And next year I won't want to hide in my bed. The monsters won't scare me. I'll scare them instead. I hope you enjoyed this book. I thought it was really cool. Have a great Halloween. And remember, Miss Riddle loves you. Bye.